Yo guys, what's going on and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's one, we're looking at the top 5 FPL midfielders that are priced at 7.5 million or below. Now in at number 5, we've got Diogo Jota, and this man scores goals for fun when he plays for Liverpool. But I guess the biggest problem with Diogo Jota is that he is always injured. However, even though Diogo Jota had many injuries last season, he still managed to rack up a total of 10 goals and 7 assists, and he also did have an average of 5.2 points per match. I really do think a fully fit Diogo Jota is an absolutely class FPL option, and yes, I do know Liverpool no longer have Jurgen Klopp, and now they have a new manager Arne Slot, so we don't really know how good they're going to be, but in my opinion, the fixtures are just simply too good to ignore. Obviously, yes, there may be some rotation concerns as well, because we don't really know who's going to be playing in that front three. I mean, apart from Salah, no one is really guaranteed in this moment in time. Some people think Gakpo, some people think Nunes will be starters, but at this point, we just really don't know. We're going to have to watch Liverpool in pre-season and kind of see what front three that Arne Slot does prefer. But if Jota can solidify himself in that number 9 position, I really do think he will probably be essential, in my opinion. Like, seriously, if Jota was the starting number 9 week in, week out, he would be one of the first names in my team sheet for FPL, because I really think he is that good. But I guess that kind of explains why he's got such low ownership at 3.4%. I think people have doubts in their mind about his starting place in this Liverpool side, which is totally fair and understandable. I really do get that. But at the price of 7.5 million, I still think he could be a very good option. There is potential there with Jota, like I said, if he can solidify himself in that starting 11. But obviously, at the time of recording, it's the early stages of pre-season, so we just don't have that information to us available at this moment in time. But yeah, for me at number 5, we've got Diogo Jota, man. Like I said, the fixtures are amazing. Ipswich, Brentford, Nottingham Forest at home, Bournemouth at home in game weeks 4 and 5 as well. The only tough fixture in the first 6 to 7 game weeks for Liverpool is that Manchester United away fixture. So yeah, in my opinion, man, at 7.5 million, I think Diogo Jota is a really good option. In at number 4, we've got Eberechi Eze, and yes, I know Michael Olise has signed for Bayern Munich, and some people may argue that makes Eze a worse option, but I personally don't think that's the case. He's on penalties for Crystal Palace and found himself in great goal scoring form under Oliver Glasner last season, and also the fixtures are looking really decent for Crystal Palace at the start of the season. You know, he's got Brentford away in game week 1, West Ham at home in game week 2. Yes, a difficult fixture against Chelsea away in game week 3, but then in game week 4 he's got Leicester at home and then Manchester United at home as well in game week 5. I think Eze is a really good option. Last season he managed to bag a total of 11 goals and 5 assists. Although Olise has left, Crystal Palace still have made some signings. You know, they've signed Kamada from the Bundesliga, who did previously play under Oliver Glasner as well. So if the likes of Kamada can get to his form that he played in under Oliver Glasner, then I think that would help Eze a lot as well. And if Mateta can carry on his form from the end of last season, then I don't really think we need to worry about Olise leaving too much, because we know Eze as an individual player is absolutely quality. So he can, you know, be the main driving force of that attack in Crystal Palace, which will in turn help his points. All right, I think, you know, Eze is the main man at Crystal Palace, and like I said, he's on the set pieces, he's on the penalties, and I think he'll be the one walking away with the most goals and the most assists as long as Eze can stay fit, because I'm not gonna lie, last season he did have a lot of injury problems. Him and Olise, to be honest, they both got injured quite a bit last season. So yeah, if Eze can stay fit, I think at 7 million, he's a great option. And as well, Crystal Palace are looking to make even more signings on top of Kamada, who they just signed. But yeah, man, like I said, man, if Kamada can get to his form that he played in under Oliver Glasner in the Bundesliga, then like I said, that's going to help Eze, that's going to help Mateta, and just that whole attacking partnership will really work well for Crystal Palace. But yeah, I think Eze is a great option. Let me know what you guys think about Eze in the comments down below. In at number 3, we've got Christopher Nkunku, and in my opinion, if this guy can stay injury free, he'll be one of the best value players in the game. We know how good this guy was at Leipzig. He scored goals for fun, got assists for fun, and was just overall a quality player. As you can see, the fixtures are really good for Chelsea. Of course, unfortunately, they play Manchester City at home in the first game week, which is unfortunate, but after that they got some really good fixtures. You know, they're playing Wolves away in game week 2, Crystal Palace Palace at home in game week 3, Bournemouth away in game week 4, West Ham away in game week 5. These are some really good fixtures, and like I said, if Nkunku can stay fit and if he's starting week in, week out in that number 10 position or in the striker position or out wide, wherever it is he plays, because Nkunku's very versatile, he can play anywhere across the front line. If he's starting week in, week out, I think at 6.5 million, this guy is probably going to be essential in my opinion. Some people may even not go for Palmer and just have Nkunku instead, because obviously Palmer is very expensive. Although I do think Palmer's essential this year, I'm not going to lie. Palmer's probably going to be the first name on my on my FPL team sheet. But yeah, I think people might go for Nkunku instead of Palmer to cover that Chelsea, because at 6.5 million to have a Chelsea attacker starting week in, week out is just absolutely great value. So yeah, I really do like Nkunku as an option, but like I said, I don't doubt his quality. I don't think most people doubt his quality. It's just whether this guy can stay fit. So yeah, fingers crossed he can, because I feel like there is definitely potential there for Nkunku to be one of the best value players in the game this season. Now, I know there's going to be some question marks over Chelsea because they do have a new manager, Enzo Maresca, and we don't know how good they're going to be. I do understand that, but in my opinion, the fixtures are just simply too good to ignore, guys. All right, I like the fixtures a lot, and Chelsea still do have quality players on the pitch. You know, the likes of Palmer, the likes of Nkunku himself, and they've got some solid defensive options as well at the back, Chelsea. So they've got some good individual players. It's just hoping that Maresca can really get the best out of them. But even if he can't, I still think players like Nkunku and Palmer are good options. I mean, we saw last season as a whole, as a team, Chelsea were absolutely awful, but still somehow Cole Palmer managed to shine through, and I believe Nkunku can do the same thing if he can stay fit, because Nkunku is a bona fide good player, guys. All right, this is a Champions League proven player, a Bundesliga, you know, playing in the Bundesliga at the highest level, getting goals and assists. So I really do think Nkunku is a good option if he can stay fit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below about Christopher Nkunku. Will he be in your starting FPL team? Now, in at number 5, we've got Anthony Gordon, and this man was absolutely cooking last season. He managed to get a total of 11 goals and 16 assists for Newcastle, and I truly believe he can carry last season's incredible form into the start of this season, because the fixtures for Newcastle are looking very nice. I mean, in game week 1 he's playing against Southampton at home, which is a great fixture. He's also then got Bournemouth away from home, and then Spurs, who had a leaky defense last season, at home, and then Wolves away in game week 4, Fulham away in game week 5. I think there's some really good fixtures there for Anthony Gordon, and at the price of 7.5 million, I actually think he's going to be one of the best options to have to start the season with in Fantasy Premier League, because yeah, I think Newcastle, especially when they play at home, are very good. I also like Anthony Gordon as an FPL asset because I think there's no rotation risk there. You pretty much know he's going to be one of the first names on the team sheet for Newcastle, and he's more or less going to play the full 90 minutes of a game. He rarely gets subbed off, and if he does, it will be like in the 85th minute when the game's pretty much over. But yeah, there's no rotation risk there. I mean, yes, Newcastle have Harvey Barnes, who is also a left winger, but Harvey Barnes can play on the right, Gordon can play on the right, Gordon can also play number 9 as well. So I don't think you have to worry about Harvey Barnes taking Gordon's place. If anything, I think Harvey Barnes will be playing alongside Anthony Gordon for Newcastle. So yeah, I think there's nothing really to worry about with Anthony Gordon. There's very few negatives. I mean, the only negative probably about Anthony Gordon is that he doesn't take penalties, but yeah, it's very minor. I think overall Anthony Gordon is a fantastic option, and at 7.5 million, he's definitely someone that you should consider for your team. Now, in at first place, and in my opinion, one of the best FPL midfielders to start the season with, we do have Morgan Gibbs-White. I know some of you guys are probably laughing at that pick, but just hear me out for a second. I genuinely believe at 6.5 million, he'll be one of the best value players to start the season with. He takes penalties for Nottingham Forest and is on every single set piece, corners, free kicks, you name it. Morgan Gibbs-White will be taking those set pieces, which makes him an even better option in my opinion. The fixtures are also looking pretty good for Nottingham Forest. They've got Bournemouth at home in game week 1, Southampton away in game week 2, Wolves at home in game week 3. As you can see, man, the fixtures are really nice, and I think there's a potential for a lot of goals there with Nottingham Forest, and I think Morgan Gibbs-White is going to be at the heart of the Nottingham Forest attack. And like I said, bro, he's on all set pieces. He's only got 6.3% ownership though, so I really do think people are sleeping on him, and to be honest, I'm not complaining, because I think he will most likely be in my game week 1 team, because I really do like the Morgan Gibbs-White pick a lot. But yeah, he's only 6.3% owned, so if he's a differential, that's even better. But I really do think people are sleeping on this guy within the FPL community. I think he's a really good option. He also, for the last 2 seasons as well, he's also got 5 goals and 12 assists, which is actually a really decent return for a 6.5 million midfielder. But yeah, I really do like the Morgan Gibbs-White pick. Some people might say, no, I don't want to have a player from Nottingham Forest because they're just simply maybe not a good team. But in my opinion, with these good fixtures, I just think it's so hard to ignore, and I think I really do want to have a Nottingham Forest attacker in there. Obviously, there's Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, who are 1 million cheaper at 5.5, but because of the set pieces that Morgan Gibbs-White does have and the possible penalties as well, yeah, I just do believe that he's a really good option. So yeah, let me know though down below in the comments, what do you think about me ranking Morgan Gibbs-White as one of the best FPL budget options in the game? Because some people might call me crazy, some people might laugh at that, but I'm no expert. It's just my opinion as well, guys. It's just a feeling I have looking at the fixtures, looking at some of the data as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Morgan Gibbs-White. Let me know what you guys think about the entire list as a whole as well in the comments down below. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.